An unlucky end for Shouma, considered the unlucky number episode. Hello everybody, today we're talking about episode 13 of Kamen Rider Gavv. And before we start, it'd be interesting to note that Toei themselves are actually releasing these episodes until December 31st on their main channel. Yeah, shockingly, they're actually releasing some episodes for Gavv. It's pretty interesting to note that they're going to be doing that, as I mentioned, until December 31st, region free, so we can actually watch the episode live. So unfortunately, they're not subtitled, they're still in Japanese, but it's still interesting to note that maybe Toei might be opening themselves up to us, the Western fan. Enough tangents, let's start with the episode itself. So after the recap, Shouma talked with Dente, which is actually pretty funny. If you haven't seen his Grunko in a lot of episodes, so he's glad to see him back. As they talk about Hunter, wondering if humans can actually make minions just like them. Dente says no, as well as the fact that humans can't transform either. That power is only unique to Shouma due to the fact that he's a hybrid between a Granu and a human. Dente actually theorized it, which actually turned out true because he actually theorized that he went through surgery to have a Granu part into his body and saying that it would be possible in theory, but doubted as a Granu needs to be able to operate on him. Shouma thinks that that's not possible. Hunter hates Granu with all his passion and that it won't work for them. But it's a more foreshadowing for Suga actually being a Granu. That's still my headcanon. Shouma also acted by Hunter's mother, as well as the flashback pain that he felt, and then they think that he might be having some missing memory just like him, and that might be the only thing we have right now with the flashback incident. And we see the twins looking for an employer to use them in order to drag out Gavv, in order to fight him, as they vow revenge against him, even actually destroying the like a wall showing how strong they are and how desperate they are, as they leave to fight against Gavv, as the smoke clears over them, showing their silhouette of their true monster form we will see later in the episode. After that, we have Amane show Shouma a Christmas cake, which is called a Bushel de Noel. It was a already butchered that name, so sorry, which we know it as the Yule log. I doesn't know about it or what cakes are in general. As the flashback showed his mom drawing cakes, actually looking different from this one. As Amane explained that she tried to give it to the kids that she's going to be working with, and using this cake for practice. As they both decided to eat it, Shouma's happy, saying that it's delicious, even creates some new gochi salt, which will be debuted in its future form later in the episode. He's happy actually finally knowing what cake tastes like. Amane asked if he never had cake before, and Shouma said he never had one, as the flashback showed that he was outside of a window looking into the birthday of the twins. So yeah, the twins are celebrating their birthday, eating cake and getting presents. But it's pretty weird to have some weird looking food. Even the cake has some sort of crystals. I mean, probably thinking that's gonna be a weird thing for the Granu eating differently from humans. As Shouma tried to give them some flowers, which I just say it's the thought that counts, but then they became jerks to throw it away, stomp on the flower, telling him to get lost. But it's just a sad scene for a boy. Don't mess with Shouma. Come on, man. He's a good bean. He's a good boy. So yeah, he likes cake now, and Joey wanted to know what it feels like to share it with others. And he called Amane amazing for actually making cake, as she decided to teach him some. As they agreed for the next day in order to make some cake, as they looked through a booklet to figure out which one he'll make. He asked Amane what's her favorite, as he said it's the strawberry layer cake, as he remembered that his mother also drew it a lot, meaning that he'll actually choose that one to make the next day. Meanwhile, in the Granu world, we see Longo drag Lag into Niev's lab in order to be experimented on, in order to be given the stomach thing. Because interestingly, as I forgot to mention last episode, Lagi doesn't actually have a stomach piece in him to be disguised as a human, so he's gonna be putting that in when Niev is gonna be experimenting on him. As Longo leaves, meets up with Glota, talking about how the twins escaped, and the fact that they're not gonna drag them back into the Granu world. As Longo said that he'll just be using that as a good distraction to fight against Gavv as he continues his plan behind the scenes. Meanwhile, we see Hunter trying to work on an article in order to publish it, but they decided it might not be a good idea as it would make it harder to track down Granu if they become public knowledge. And we have a really cool scene that the people around Hunter start to knowledge about the Kamen Riders, and they actually talk about all the information they know about them, especially how there's now two of them, and how they ride bikes and all that, say that they rescue people. And he figured out the word of mouth and news have spread around that he doesn't really need to make an article anymore, talk about the rider. And he looked online, actually see a request by somebody saying that one of his friends had gone missing, and the last thing they talked about was a musician. And he actually called out Shouma, which is another cool scene that I like to see our two riders working together, ever since they knew about each other's identity. So yeah, Hunter calls Shouma, who's shopping with Amane for cake ingredients. Hunter mentioned that it might be a Granu situation, but just in case he should investigate himself and tells Shouma to be on standby in case something bad happens. As he leaves his own little restaurant to investigate, Shouma sends some of his gochi salt to investigate as well. After that, he and Amane go to make the cake. Shouma messes up a lot of time over and over again, like making the flour and all that, being raw ingredients. It's pretty funny to see. So yeah, he just sucked at it, and he even tried to stir pretty hard and actually can't really do it well. Amane telling him that he needs to actually imagine the people whose faces they're gonna be when he delivers the cake. As he does so, just looking at her, it's a pretty cute little thing between them. I like them. As he continued to just stir it bad until he put it back into the little oven thing in order to make the cake. As all she needs to do now is just add the little topping ingredient, should be done by then. With a lot of money to go to her job, as Shouma prepared to finish the cake. After that, we see the musician collecting the compressed human, and it turns out he is a Granu, and interestingly, his name is Rojo, I probably butchered the name, so sorry, and actually actually played by a very well-known actor, Yusuke Kishi, who actually Sasori Onis from Q Ranger. It is pretty interesting. We actually got an old Sentai actor back, play a villain, and he mostly just complaining about new management under Lango. As he continued to collect more humans. Hunter goes around investigating, asking where the musician is, and decided to go investigate to where the location is. As Shouma is busy finishing the cake and has finally done it, until a Gochisto comes in telling him where the location of the granule is. So he put the cake probably in the refrigerator and decided to go hunt down the granule. Speaking of hunting down the granule, we actually have Hanta meet Rojo first, as he actually failed to capture Hanta, and he thinks that he's Gavv, as he said that he's not, he's just Valen, and they both transform to fight. Like I say, I really like the monster form for Rojo. It's a pretty cool little design with a blue color. It kind of looks like a blue crab, which might be what it's based on, because yeah, his name Kuze or Kaze, something like that, actually is named after a crab. So it makes sense that yeah, it looks pretty cool to have a crab little design monster with a shell and all that blocking his face. It looks really cool. At the fight with Shouma arriving to help out, but then it's distracted by one of the agents that the twins created, and he chases after the agent and allows Hunter to finish off the granule. And meanwhile, Hunter tried to fight against Rojo. It's a pretty funny scene that he actually splashes water on him as a song being played by the actor Yusuke Hishi played in the background. But I think you can listen online. I think you can find the song online in Spotify, something like that in Japan. But anyway, he actually played the song in the background. He had some sort of weird power that seemed to change the tone of the fight through like a flirty scene from a romance movie. I don't know, it's really, really funny that Hunter continued to chase after Rojo like old lovey-dovey and all that. Kind of like played out from like romance. It's really funny. Until, well, a cool camera shot happened where Hunter shoots at Rojo with the bullet bounces, but then we go underneath the water in order for Hunter to kick it and then throw it onto the compressed human in order to free them, which just looks really cool. I love it. How the camera movement is. I really do love the action in this series. It's really cool. And Hunter goes over there and actually grabs on the compressed people. And interestingly, Rojo said that he used to be simple by just kidnapping people before they just do the whole human disguise and compression process, which makes pretty interesting to note that, yeah, it does make sense for why he had the mouth thing right there in his stomach to be a human disguise. And he actually explained Hunter that he's been doing this job for 20 years. Hunter shows him a picture of the monster that he's always carrying around, asking if he knows who that is. And he said that he's not going to answer, just leave, and after like splashes some water and just disappear, leaving Hunter alone. It's pretty interesting that now we know that more confirmation that yeah, those belt things on the stomach is not actually an old thing. It's actually a new thing, as we actually saw with Lege, about to be experimented by Niev. So yeah, whoever the monster that kidnapped him, Hunter, must be unique because he had to have the red Gavv in his stomach, like when he captured her. So it's pretty interesting to know what else that might come in the future. After that, Shouma meets the agent and they transform to a new form, Bushel form, and it's based on the Noel cake. And honestly, I don't like the jingle for the transformation. I don't really like it that much. It sounds pretty bad, but I do like the suit and how it looks, and it looks kind of like the cake, and even a cool looking sight. And he uses to swing around in order to fight against the agent, and he quickly prepares to finish her by making a giant log cake to trap the agent before slashing him in order to make him explode, killing him. Looks really cool until he dodges a blast by one of the twins as they shoot at him. And they say that they will deal with him personally because the fact that they were pretty arrogant in the beginning, thinking he was below them. But now that he had caused them to go this desperate in the Crashout situation, that they decided to deal with him himself. And it's pretty funny transformation. They jump down with the weird CGI to transform them into their monster form. And I will say the suit looks cool. I love the wolf design. I love how they keep the color of the white and blue on them. I like how they have to continue the weapon being different weapon. It looks really cool. I do love the little design. I also like the fact that the little belt thing, the transformation, is actually inside their little Gavv. Like the mouth actually make it look like a third eye. It looks really cool. I really do like the design of the monster form for the twin. I just can't wait to see what the other siblings' design will look like in the future. Anyway, they fight Shouma, and they actually start winning, as Shouma can't really do anything, and he tried everything to fight back, but still sucked at it. One of the twins go up to him, rip off their protecting gel in order for the other twin to come in and just blast him where he just ripped off his protecting gel. So there's really cool teamwork between the two twins to fight against Shouma, which makes sense why he's pretty much sucking too much, because it is a 2v1 fight. I'm just wondering when Valen's gonna come in. Come on, man, we will make it even by making it 2v2. It'd be more even that way. And Shouma tried everything, even transformed to Zaku Chitfor in order to fight, but to no avail. He ain't overpowered, and he asked what he did to make them so angry at him. And they tell him to just be quiet and start to wear him down. But even Jeep actually showing his sword, which is pretty cool to have his sword, just starts slashing at Shouma. And they blame him for their situation as they start to overpower him so much. Not even his other forms are working. He transformed to Chocodon, which failed. Then he turned to Fuamelo, which also failed, deal any damage to them. He used a pretty cool idea of using punching and kicking gummy at the same time to fight, but also failed to land a hit. Like, it's really cool that there's a really cool fight scene, but also sucks that Shouma can't actually damage damage them at all and even touch them because they're so good in teamwork. I just see how dangerous these 5 siblings are. They're this strong. I wonder how strong the other older siblings are. As they start to knock him down, destroying his punching and kicking gummy power. As he just starts being yelled on the floor, wondering if this is the end for him. As even the Gochuso try and fail to stop the twins before they're kicked away. Hey, Shouma is still lying on the ground, wondering if he's about to die in this situation. We actually cut to Amane getting home, seeing the cake finish, but then wondering where Shouma is at the moment. As Shouma decides to transform the Bushel form in order to try to fight back, saying he won't die in this situation. And as he wants him to go home and eat the cake with Amane. And Hunter arrived to see him already down so much damage and worn out, as he actually transformed into his Bushel form. And actually charged his finisher. As he does so many a bunch of log cakes, but then the twins just dodged them as they both actually showed their blasters. And interestingly, he slashes his slice in order to make an energy thing in order to cut through one of the twins' blast, but then the other twin comes in and shoots at it to be 2v1 and just destroys Shouma. Even though Shouma turns the Gurakan form in order to block the attack, it doesn't work at all as he just knocked off the cliff. So yeah, Shouma knocked off the cliff as Hunter is shocked to see him lose as Shouma falls down to almost close to his death, ending the episode. Overall, that was actually a really good episode. I really love how the twins actually start to make it their own way. I like how they're actually more foreshadowing with Suga, or the fact that they're saying that there's no way anybody can actually operate on a human unless they have to be a Granute themselves. Also, more little world building over the fact that Granute have not have the little disguise thing, and that this Granute in this episode say that it's been 20 years that he actually been working for it and had never had disguised it at all. It was a new thing. So yeah, I'm really wondering what the whole purpose of this is, and wondering what Niev's gonna do to Legate 9 to see what he's gonna do to him. Because he's gotta have to have other experiments or keep up with Shouma. I would say with the twins crashing out and with the debut form next episode, but I would say that it is a little disappointing Bushel form not going to be used that much because it's going to be overshadowed by the new form next week. Probably going to be the upgrade form next week coming out. So yeah, it's going to be a little sad that Bushel form is going to be not going to be used that much, but still pretty cool to see Bushel form. But overall, it was actually a pretty good episode. I love the twins fight. The fight choreography is really good. I can't wait for more. Rating wise, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. What do you guys think? You liked the episode or did you not? What do you think about Shouma fighting against the twins? And also the twins just overpowering Shouma. Also, what do you think about the whole situation with Legate? What's going to happen to him? And also, what do you think what's going to happen to Twin at the next episode with Shouma rematch against them? Leave a comment down below and subscribe for more Kamen Rider Gavv content. Peace.